What's going on, everyone? This is Fighting Words with Kevin Shells. I'm Shells.
Kev, 8 Count Sports, 8 Count Sports. Brother, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Kev? How you doing, man?
Listen, man, they ready for another fight night.
We got the headline featherweight championship bout between Alexander Volkanovski and the challenger Diego Lopes. We all know that the legend killer Ilia Topuria, he decided to leave the featherweight division. You know, what are you laughing for, Kev? It is what it is.
Legend killer, damn.
He's been doing. Am I right?
I feel like you just gave us the prediction for Saturday night. You saying people getting killed out here, legends getting killed. I mean, you don't come back from the it ain't a selective few, very few coming back from the dead. So
good point. But that name, you earned that name because it's not just Volkanovski to Topuria gave the beats to. Like we talk Holloway.
You're saying he dead too. So he's a legend killer. I mean, you killed. You said they killed. That's your prediction, man.
You ever seen Holloway knocked out before that?
Nah.
You feel what I'm saying? Look what's going on. We're supposed to be talking about UFC 314. He's not even in it, and we're talking about him. Well, let's get back on track. Heavyweight bout between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopes for the featherweight division. Ilia Topuria recently vacated the belt, so now we got one of the featherweight goats in Volkanovski going against the legitimate contender in Diego Lopes.
Yeah, streaking.
We all really want, I'm not really wanted, but bring up Topuria's name again. Had he remained in the division, his most likely opponent would have been Lopes. Even though people was fighting for Volkanovski to fight again against him, there wasn't much excitement behind that fight. And bro, I don't really, from what I'm feeling, there's not much excitement behind this bout either.
Yeah, it's you know it's interesting. I mean, Shells, I think Volkanovski hasn't been out of the first round in his last two fights. Back-to-back knockouts. I mean, he went from pound for pound top 5, and you can't get him. I mean, he can't get out of the first round. So it's, you have that going on. So I don't. There's not. It's almost like the situation with Ngannou when he left the heavyweight division initially. If John Jones wasn't the one to come back, if we're being honest, if a big name didn't come back, his shadow would still be looming over the division heavily. In this situation, Topuria is still on the roster. It's like he took the juice and went to light heavyweight. Somebody got to go up there and chase him. I mean, unless the only way, if Volk wins, the division is stale. It's stale. If you're being honest, it's stale because
that's a very good point. That's a very good point. You're risking it. Very, but let me just throw this out there. I'm going for a little tangent. John Jones being in the heavyweight division doesn't save the heavyweight division from the shadow of Ngannou. I still feel Ngannou's shadow is still over the division, over the fact that everywhere that there was so much hype behind John Jones actually fighting Ngannou, who was the legit heavyweight champ at the time. The only people who John Jones beat was Gane and Stipe, both of which lost to Ngannou. The only person who really saved the division is Tom Aspinall.
But the
Jones
point,
being division is still a shadow over. Jones being there still causes Ngannou's. It still invites Ngannou's shadow over the division. That's what I feel.
I don't really think so. I don't think so, bro. I think if Stipe, but that's the point I'm making. If, let's say, for example, after Ngannou then knocked Stipe out 3 years ago, let's say, for example, Stipe would have beat John Jones. Let's say he would have beat John Jones. Ngannou's shadow would still be there. Because we've seen what happened last time those two fought. If you get a fresh face, even though John Jones and Ngannou didn't fight, but
I get what you're saying. You're right.
The fresh face. If Lopes wins, I think it helps. It's a fresh face. It helps. If Volk wins, you feel like you got to go back and get yours. Like you're kind of like he's the champ, but it's like.
And he would have to if because we all know Topuria went up a weight class to get the lightweight belt for himself. Yeah. If he goes up there, he takes it, and Volk is in the featherweight. Volk would have to do go on that championship event again. That was huge. That was huge.
And I feel like that's a part of what's going on here as well. Like, what's the motivation? Like, you know, Volk, I mean, what's the motivation at this point? He challenged Islam on short notice. That backfired. Gets knocked out in the first round. He wanted to become a champ. Finds himself in the ring with the next hungry guy and gets, you know, smoked first round. And now it's Lopes. And then you, at some point, you're wondering, is this the UFC playbook? It's becoming more prevalent now.
If Diego wins, like you said, that it's a fresh face for the featherweight division and a clean slate. If Volkanovski wins, it's a second attempt for another super fight, either between Islam or, well, we'd be less excited about the Islam situation, but
we wouldn't be excited about it. We'd be less excited, bro. I think those guys, I don't even think they would fight Volk. Neither of the two. Islam has 2 wins on him, and then the way how Topuria beat Volk, it was very, you know, it left an impression like that. On top of the Holloway win in that manner, I think nobody's really checking for that fight again. I mean, the story would be great for Volk, an individual. Like I think the fans would be content if he rode off into the sunset with this one. I don't think people are really checking for Volk to fight anybody else. And who are the other names in the division? Like, Volk cleaned out the division. Everybody else in that division it's. I think the division needs Lopes. I hate to say, as great as Volk is, like we're not taking anything away from Volk, but if you're looking down the landscape, that division, if Volk wins, it kind of creates stale matchups. Like I don't. Who's the new face?
That being said, who you think's taking it? We talked about all the scenarios of who wins this or who you think's taking it.
Shells.
Say it again?
Shells is the UFC storyline, bro. If I said it to you before, I said it a million times. These great fighters, Volkanovski, Israel Adesanya, Anderson Silva, Usman, Woodley, Ferguson, like, you can't find, and you're going 5-6 years without finding anybody to beat these guys. And then one day you find one. And after you find, and then the floodgates, then you find another, it's the next guy, Shells, the next guy and the next guy. Like they can't, it's crazy. I can't see the motivation for Volk in this fight.
Why do you think it is? For that
I think it's multiple things. I think it's like a fighters probably wouldn't want to admit it, but I think it's a confidence thing. I think when you're dominant for a long period of time and somebody beats you, when like an undefeated fight, like in boxing, I think about, they say a lot of guys can't recover from the first loss. They lose that first time and they can't kind of get it back. When you've been streaking for a while and you know you're the best and you feel like you're the best, you've proven you're the best. When somebody takes it away, it's kind of hard to get back. I think there's confidence, and then this film. Everybody's like, whoa, wait a second. If you don't correct and then correcting some of those things that you went wrong in the first fight, it may open other things up. Like it's film. Like you're seeing multiple ways to beat a person. You know what I mean? And then there's age. These guys get old. These guys 35, 30.
The last two things you said lends to what I'm going to add to this, which is you can't teach the part of it, like part of what I feel, because I agree with everything you just said, but I want to add that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think you alluded to this a few shows ago, where like you have this, you've been down for this amount of years, so you lean more to that style that you've had that's been indestructible. And one day usually what happens is when they get beat from somebody from the next generation of fighters. It's not the fighters from their own caliber, it's fighters from the next generation. Yeah. Some who comes up from the very battles when you first was on your streak, and they come out the blue with a whole new style, and it's the new style of MMA that's caught up to your style that you can no longer adapt to. I think that's a big part of it too.
So it gotta be Shells.
So we say all to say.
It gotta be Lopes, right? If Volk can do this, I give him his props to find a motivation to look inside of him, because he's gonna have to dig deep. And Volk is not a one-hitter quitter kind of guy. I mean, unless he gets a takedown, gets a submission, he's gonna have to dig deep against this young, hungry dude that's streaking. So I gotta say Lopez. It's the logical thing.
What round you got? What round and how you feel it's gonna go? How it's gonna go?
Nah, second round. I say midway through the second. Volk get out the first, but midway through the second, Kid imposes his will a bit. Second round.
I'm assuming KO.
Yeah, second round stop it.
I gotta agree with you. I want to throw in something else that going back to something that you alluded to a few shows ago. It's not that you're streaking for a while and catch that first loss and now you lost some confidence, but how do you recover from a knockout? Forget confidence. Like, there's something that physiologically changes in you when you get that type of knockout. Like your chin, like certain dudes' chin are so perfect until that day when it finally gets checked, and then that chin is no more. It's like your now your brain knows it has to protect itself some other way, so it shuts itself up to keep you from to get you out of the ring.
It's like your brain knows that it can happen. You know when you think it can't happen and it happens, and now you know it can happen. I think it changes things. I think it changes the fact that you know what I mean. And somebody could say, "Yo, I knock you." I ain't never been knocked. You get knocked out is I think the mind is a powerful thing. It just.
And you just said he didn't get past the first round in the last two fights.
Yeah.
So when you said first round, I didn't take it as an insult. I was like, yeah, that sounds realistic. You said, and I was gonna come in and say what you said to clean it up, which is let me give the guy something to
clean it up.
But give the man some sort of credit for for the work he put in. But this is the same man who put in the work, but still lost in his last two fights in the first round. So we're still giving him the benefit of the doubt. We all giving him the benefit of the doubt by saying that we give him 2 rounds. Tell you the truth. And that's
based
how things changed.
Based on what's
3 years ago.
Yeah. Based on what we've just seen, yeah, it's fair.
So yeah,
it's kind of fair.
I give it 2 rounds as well. If he gets to the 3rd round, Diego might be in trouble.
Yeah. That's why Diego might be out of there. I got choked out. All right, moving on. The second fight on this card, which is an interesting one.
In the lightweight division.
In the lightweight division, Michael Chandler, Mr. All Action Highlight Reel, comes to the ring, back to the ring at the age of 38. Back to the ring against who? Against who? Your guy, Paddy the Baddy. 6 straight in the UFC, 6 straight wins.
He's my guy, but why is he my guy? He's my guy, but why is he my guy?
I don't know. I'm in the moment. I feel like you're going to pick him, that's why. It's your guy. Look at yeah.
Hold on. Let's reverse. Let's go back a little. Let's go back a little bit. All you said about my man Chandler. Okay, that's my man too. All highlights. Okay, but you should have finished it. All highlights, no W's. Bro, and this is no insult. No one loses better than Chandler, bro. And when I say I mean like this, usually when Chandler loses, the crowd still cheers him like he won because he gives them that great of a show. The man goes out with his shield. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have yet to see that level of dedication resulting in a W.
Lost 4 of his last 5.
You feel me?
4 of his last 5. If this was anybody else, he'd probably be burying him right now. But he is a highlight reel. He's the guy. He's the guy.
This is going to any other fighter who had that many losses that much of a row would not be co-main on pay-per-view right now.
Probably not. Most wouldn't be. Yeah.
But I would say this though. This who he's fighting right now is kind of telling because Paddy Pimblett is still a rising star in the division, and now it's him fighting Chandler tells me that the UFC wants to give him a fight that's going to put him in the top 10 so we could start talking about putting Pimlet in the competition for a championship bout eventually. Maybe not right away, but I see that's what's going on right now.
He's kind of worked his way towards that. They gave him. Remember, they gave him Ferguson. Ferguson was sliding, but it was still a name, and he did well against Ferguson. He did well against Ferguson. Got the win. It was a tough win. Got the win. Then they gave him Bobby Green. Bobby Green is not a pushover. Of late, he's been having issues, and he handled Bobby. So that's 6 straight wins, and these are guys that are formally in the top 10. So, I mean, I don't mind them giving Chandler Chandler's fits the same mold. I don't want to say as Ferguson, but he fits the mold of the next guy that he should be fighting. That Fabulous Pimblett should be fighting.
I'm trying to say. Pimblett is ranked number 12 in the division. You know what I'm saying? He's not top. Once you're in the top 10, then you're in. You're getting to the conversation about. So I'm saying, like, at this point, Pimblett, not Pimblett, sorry, Chandler's
like a loaded division.
It is a very low division. It's a very low division. But what I'm trying to say is, Chandler is the gatekeeper. He's that first level gatekeeper, I believe, for that top 10. Like, if I'm saying, you know, the fact that they got, it's like Chandler now position in the division is becoming like, we're gonna use you to gauge the real performance against our up and coming stars.
So I agree with that, but I think there's a half of that you're missing, and I think that I think we're assessing Chandler as well. I think this is a barometer for Paddy, but I think it's a barometer for Chandler as well. I think at this point he fights well inside of the top. I mean, listen, Chandler's fought in murderer's row. But when you look at it, at some point he's not beating anybody in the top 5. So you're gonna have to fight somebody else. He's gonna have to fight these other guys to see if he still belongs there. So I mean, you can't keep accumulating these losses, and they're giving you the best guys in the divisions. At some point, these up and coming guys have to get the opportunity to crack to get in there. And Pimblett is next up. Paddy is next up. So I think this is I want to, for both of them, I want to see how this works, because again, Chandler's 38. Him waiting for Conor kind of backfired a little bit, and so it's unfortunately, you know, because I think we all think he deserves that. He deserved that fight. So we'll see if he can still do it. It's going to be boy, it's a test for both of them. It's a tough test for both fighters. Okay, so you asked me who I got. I gotta go with. I'm gonna go with the guy that's streaking. I'm gonna go with Paddy. He's racking up the wins. The wins are the most important thing for Paddy. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true for Chandler necessarily. So I'm gonna go with the guy who's clearly prioritizing winning over everything else. So I'm going with Paddy. Second round submission.
Wow.
I think Paddy's it might do it in the first round.
Holy.
That's his MO. That's his MO. Chandler, I can see Chandler, bro. I think sometimes with some fighters, they get so caught up in I think he gets so caught up in the moment that he get put out. Similar to when he fought, and not that I'm comparing Paddy to Poirier, but Chandler had an opportunity with Poirier, and he got caught up. Like he kind of makes. he kind of gets a little carried away sometimes. So I'm gonna go with Paddy, second round submission. Chandler makes a mistake somewhere in there, gets carried away, submission.
You're right. You gotta go with the momentum. And you use a keyword in your prediction. Prioritize. When Paddy goes into there, he prioritizes winning. He does what he has to do to win. Meaning that he may not give you the most exciting fight, but he's giving you the fight that his IQ knows is gonna win him that bout. Chandler's the opposite. Chandler is gonna Chandler. It seems to me like Chandler would rather go out in a blaze of glory as long as the crowd is cheering him on, as opposed to winning the fight. Like honestly, I think Chandler would rather at the end of a fight, he'd rather be singing the songs of a glorious loser and the crowd cheering him on, saying, "Who wants to see me again? Come back in!" And everybody cheering him on. As opposed to those fights like the dude does everything he's supposed to do. He plays it safe. He wins the fight, but it's over to the fans. Boom! And when he gets his speech, the fans are booing him. I don't think Chandler doesn't want that.
Right.
I don't think Chandler wants that, and because of that, I have to go with him there. I think Chandler's gonna go in there and he's gonna take risks that Pim is not gonna that's not gonna take, and it's gonna leave him exposed. I don't see him getting submitted though. I see it going to I see it going by decision.